Yo guys, what's up and welcome back to Marvelous Chats. My name is Finto. I'm joined in this video by Zaberwolf, and we're going to talk about some Marvel nerdy news from the week just gone. How are you today, Alex?
Not too bad. How are you doing, Finto?
I'm good, dude. I'm good. So quite a bit's going on in the nerdy world, and I think they do this on purpose because there's not a lot of new content happening right now. So it's like we gotta get some people, we gotta get the nerdy juices flowing. We gotta like, constantly be feeding them news and updates and all this sort of stuff, and keep the speculation going as well. So,
Hmm.
um, probably the biggest thing that I heard during the week was Giancarlo Esposito has said that he wants to play Xavier, and that he confirmed that he has met with Marvel and there's a couple of roles up in the air for him. One of them being Professor X, a potential Magneto, and potential Doom as well. What do you think? Like, who do you think, if we're gonna get him, which I think he'd be a great catch for the MCU, who do you think should play him?
I
Or
really
like, sorry,
think
who should he
that,
play? I
yeah,
meant to say.
I really think that between those three, I would say that maybe Magneto or Professor X, I think he'd be great just sitting in the chair and showing off like his mental prowess and also being so intelligent. He's a very suave talker and very like calm and collective. And so like it works either way. Like because if you think about it with Magneto, that's kind of the same situation. Magneto's not really an angry person. He's very calm, collective,
Hmm.
cunning, and just to see that menacing look because Giancarlo, really good face, especially when it comes to like that
He's
evil kind of
menacing,
feeling.
menacing.
Exactly.
Mm.
So I really think that Magneto would be the best. Then Professor X, Doom. I really think it kind of gets rid of the facial expressions which
Yeah,
we need, especially from Giancarlo.
he's got a great voice
So
though as well.
yes, he does,
It's so
and
tough, dude. He
that's
could play all three.
it. It really is.
Yeah, he really could. He could play all three. Like the way I think of it is like I and I think we've only ever really seen him on TV playing a villain, and even when he was in Far Cry the game, he was a villain as well. So it's just like he's
Mhm.
always a villainous character. So I can imagine that he would do justice for either Doom or Magneto. I think he'd be great,
Mhm.
but I would love to see him play the good guy as well. So like part of me is like, yeah, I'd love to see him in the seat, like in the chair, like I think it'd be great. But I think
Mhm.
he's probably got like he probably should play a villain though. He is a villain.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah,
I think that with Professor X though, it's literally a big seat to fill
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh,
because
yeah, big time.
imagine that guy who you've seen as Stan Edgar in The Boys. You've seen him as you've seen him in Breaking Bad. I can't remember the guy's name.
Hmm. Gus,
Gus,
yeah,
and
he was in
and
Star
it's just
Wars.
those.
He was
He's
Gideon.
in Star
He's
Wars.
What's his name? Moff Gideon in Star
Moff
Wars.
Gideon.
Like incredible character as well. Like just so menacing. Like so it's
Hmm.
yeah. He's just had so many incredible performances. Like I just know he's definitely be able to fill the shoes. But for anybody to fill Patrick Stewart's shoes, like he's been Xavier for 22 years now. Like it's insane. It's such a long
Yeah,
time. When I think of Xavier, I picture Patrick Stewart. I don't picture anybody else, and it'll be a
exactly.
long time before I picture somebody else in that seat. But yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
In other news, rumors are that Henry Cavill is in talks to play Reed Richards. How insane would it be with all this DC news that's going on right now, and it looks like Discovery are really trying to, get Cavill back in the suit. How cool would it be for Marvel just to steal him from under their noses?
Exactly. And the funny thing is like you see him as Superman, like when you see Cavill, it's like that's Superman. Even the kids are like looking at him and be like,
Yeah,
Superman.
yeah,
That's the guy. That's our modern Superman.
yeah.
And to see him go from that to Reed Richards, I think that'd be weird, but at the same time, I'd love it because of the fact that Cavill has this face of like a leader,
Yeah.
this face of someone who can look like be smart, do smart things. He's a nerd too, so like
Oh yeah.
he's built his own computer, showing off his muscles while doing it, which is really funny.
Yeah.
um and I think he would look great working with other people because we've only seen him working by himself, right?
Yeah, like I suppose there's been a little bit of Justice League there, like, but it's not really. Yeah, I think like he's expressed that he's wanted to be the kind of the household hero name. He's wanted to be the leader,
Hmm.
and it just seems that even if he was to kind of go back to being Superman, it seems like the universe that's kind of built around that, unless they did like a full reboot and just included him but recast everybody else and went a completely different vision, like Zack's vision of the Justice League and Zack's vision of the DC is quite dark, which I love. I'm a big fan of it. A lot of people don't like it though. So it's like, I heard that like Cavill and Snyder clashed a lot when they were filming Man of Steel, for example, because basically Cavill wanted to play the hopeful Superman, the bright and innocent and like the good guy, and like Zack obviously had quite a darker like portrayal in mind. So it seems that Cavill wants to be the good guy, and I think that Reed would be a fantastic character for him to play because he is the kind of family man, the leader, like everything that Cavill seems to want to play. That's exactly what Cavill wants to do. So I'd be a big fan of that. And I was in a stream the other day when this was being talked about, and someone brought up like, imagine Ben Affleck then playing Doom. And I was like, oh my God, bro. I was like, that would be so cool. You know what I mean? Imagine having the two of them going head to head, Batman versus Superman all over again. But like the two of them just played so well off each other. I know that movie got a lot of shit, but there's a lot of greatness in that film as well. There's some really bad stuff, but there's some fucking fantastic stuff in that film. And just the two of them, I thought they both like played so well together that I would love to see them on, opposing sides again. I think it would be fantastic.
Right.
I'd love to see Ben Affleck in the MCU.
Anytime I hear you say fantastic, I'm like, literally.
Yeah. I know. I think I use the word fantastic quite a bit in my vocabulary, so it always kind of just sticks out a bit more when we're talking about Fantastic Four. Yeah, absolutely. Hilarious. Did you hear about Patton Oswald as well? He kind of leaked Eternals 2 this week. He was doing
I didn't know he leaked it.
Yeah, he was doing an interview on like Good Morning America or one of these talk shows, and he basically just started talking about Eternals 2, and people were just like, what? So yeah, like that's coming.
Well, Pip was the announcer for the Red Fox at the very end.
Yeah.
So, or Star Fox. Sorry.
Star Fox, yeah.
And so what a fitting way for him to announce Eternals 2 on a live talk show.
I know. And to speak about Doom, because we were talking about Doom already in this video, apparently there will be a scene, and this is a slight spoiler, but apparently there will be a Doom scene in Black Panther 2. And I think, anybody who is in any way a Marvel fan has probably seen those pictures and concept arts and leaks all over the internet over the last few weeks. But apparently it's come to light now that the actual actor who will play Doom the guy's been cast, and he is the one who shot that scene. So the official actor is going to be in Deadpool 2. Or sorry, not Deadpool, what I'm saying, Black Panther 2. What do you think of that? That's crazy.
I think that's going to be just an amazing scene, and I really hope that they give him at least one or two lines so that we kind of get the voice in. Much like when we got Thanos in one of the Avengers movies.
Yeah.
We saw
do it myself.
Yes. We just see like that. We hear it for a quick second, and then it's like, oh man, here he's coming. He's on his way.
Yeah.
But what do you think is going to be the situation for Doom to even be there? Do you think that they're close to Latveria? Do you think Latveria gets affected in some way? Or do you think Doom is just aware of what's going on in the world and decides to investigate?
I'd say he's probably trying to like rob vibranium for himself. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, just to use it for his own research or his own suit or his own experiments or whatever. It would seem like he'd be the type of person that would want to invade to get as much of it as possible.
Yeah.
And I think...
And because it's much like any villain, they want to steal whatever they can and like,
So I heard as well, like, I think this is just speculation. I don't think there's any like leaks around this or whatever, but it's like, I think what people were speculating there might be the plot. It would be that Doom himself is kind of like manipulating Atlantis to go to war with Wakanda so that he could swoop in and take the vibranium when the war's over, or do it on the sly as the war is happening. I'm like, that's brilliant. You know what I mean? Imagine like we get a scene with Doom talking to Namor and telling him to attack Wakanda, just like manipulating him, and then he just swoops in and tries to take as much vibranium while everyone's distracted with a big war going on. I think it's a great idea.
It sounds just like Doom.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds like something exactly what Doom would do.
Exactly. Do you have anything you want to bring up from the week, Marvel-wise?
Nothing too important. Just that I've seen that Moses Ingram wants to join the MCU. She's like, this really seems like the perfect time to make an announcement. Tell Marvel to give me a job. What do you think about that?
Who could she play? I don't really know. I don't know who she could play.
I'm
I,
not sure either.
to be honest, the only thing I've ever seen her in was Obi-Wan Kenobi, and not her fault, but I didn't like her in that show.
Hmm.
I'd need to see her acting more in some different roles. Not something where I was just so tainted by the character, not her performance of the character, but just the character. It put me off so much that I'd kind of need to see more of her work before I could even think about where I might see her in the MCU. Like, you know.
Yeah, and I mean they've been constantly messing with gender roles and swapping different characters like identities
Mm.
in the MCU. So it really depends on where they feel like she could absolutely fit. I don't think we're done swapping roles
Mm-hmm.
at this point. So maybe they're gonna pick a character that we've never heard about and then swap their roles and then make it a female instead of a male this time,
Yeah,
or just find an actual female hero. Like they could make her a mutant.
yeah,
They could find a mutant and put her in there.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
I think she's like probably got the skill to do it, but I don't know if she's. I haven't seen anything to make me think.
Spectacular.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything to make me think that the casting people in Marvel are like, yeah, we need her. You know.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
it's very very top kind of pedigree of actors and actresses that get into the MCU. You know, you don't really see like how many times can you count that they've made a big mistake and ordered someone in who just can't act. Like it's unheard of basically. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's so rare. I honestly I can't even think of anybody who like, and even people that you might not like in the MCU, characters you might not like, actresses or actors you might not like, they still do a fantastic job in the
Hmm.
role. You know what I mean? It's nothing to do with their skill as actors. Maybe you just don't like the character. Maybe you don't like something that the actor or actress has said in real life. It's put you off that person, but they're still talented people. You know, so it's
Right. It,
go on.
it's definitely a lot like the whole Terrence Howard situation. They didn't recast him because they didn't like him. They recast him because he wanted more money.
Yeah, he was.
So
They were paying Robert Downey Jr. a $500,000, and he wanted 11 million. It's like, I'm sorry, you're a supporting actor. Like, we're not going to pay you more than the dude who's running the franchise here. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, and like they can't keep him on because, like, imagine like how much money he would want as they continue going on. Iron Man 3, he wants 20 million. Like, then we start going into like Infinity War and stuff. This dude's going to be demanding like 50, 60 million. Like, and it's like, we're not even paying the top people in the MCU at that time. I know probably towards the end of RDJ's career he was getting a lot more money. Like, we know that for a fact. But
oh yeah.
in Iron Man 1 and 2, I don't even think he broke a million. You know what I mean? Like, I think it was like 500,000 for the first movie, maybe a million for the second movie. So it's like,
Hmm.
why would we give a guy who's a supporting cast member in this film like 10 times the amount of money that we're giving the main actor? Like, it's not logical. Like, it makes no
It's
sense.
ridiculous.
It is. It's absolutely stupid. Like, so. And again, I think Terrence Howard is a great actor, and I think he did a fantastic job. I prefer him to Don Cheadle. Like, I really do. I think he's a better fit for War Machine than Don Cheadle. But we have to deal the cards we're dealt. Like, that's just the way it goes.
But now we have that scene in Endgame where he's like, "Why don't we just find baby Thanos?" And
Yeah. That's probably the best thing that he did, to be honest. I thought that was hilarious. I know I shouldn't be laughing at it, but it is what it is. Guys, thanks for checking out the video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Hit a like on the video as well. That helps out the algorithm. And leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. If there's any nerdy news we missed from the week, we'd be more than delighted to continue the conversation down below. So we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
bye, everybody.